Hi, my name's Joy, and I've been working with Fit since June of 2017. My 10-year-old son was really having problems in school. He had such a hard time doing homework and getting tasks started. We really defined it as this executive functioning issue, this focus issue, and I felt like everything I was doing, nothing was working. So BrainFit came out in the spring and did a presentation at my school, and afterwards I knew that I needed to get him working with BrainFit. So we did a full meeting with them in June, and we started him with the weekly therapy sessions right away. And we've noticed so many great changes in our son, and I really feel like I'm the poster child for BrainFit. In particular, though, I'd like to highlight three things that worked out really well working with BrainFit. So the first time we really noticed a change in our son was when we went on vacation. He'd been working with BrainFit for 3 to 4 weeks, and typically when we go on a family vacation, it takes him 2 to 3 days to assimilate into the vacation, which really makes it almost torture for the rest of the family and for him too, as he is really struggling with the change of scenery and making that transition. So we were at our family reunion in July, and it was probably the third day of the trip, and I looked at him and I said, "Oh my gosh, you have made such an easy transition. This has been such a great vacation so far. You're so happy. You're having such a good time. You're not struggling to make the transition." And he noticed it too, and he felt the difference. And it really was one of our best vacations ever. One of the other things that drove us to BrainFit and to working with them was that our son really never grew out of the tantrums. So he would have probably daily meltdowns about very small things. He didn't have those coping skills that kids typically get as they get older. It was the middle of the summer. He'd been working with BrainFit for probably about 6 to 8 weeks, and he had a tantrum. And it was so funny because at that moment I realized that it had been weeks since he had a tantrum. So I know that everyone doesn't see immediate results, but I felt as though in the first 2 to 3 months we were seeing these amazing results, and he was no longer having those daily tantrums. I think the third and final major change that we've seen in our son since we started working with BrainFit has to do with him being at school and homework. At school for the past 5 years, he has always had a really hard time getting started. So the teacher would give them an assignment for, say, write a paragraph, and they'd get 30 minutes to do it, and at minute 29 he might have had 2 words on the paper. He could just not get started. Then he'd come home and he would try to do his homework, and it was the same thing. It was just that whole piece of getting started. I met with his teachers late in the fall, and they said that it was almost not an issue. They might have to give him a reminder or 2, but that was it. He's been able to sit down and write paragraphs. Homework has been such a better experience. Even if it's in the morning and he forgot something, which happened this week, he actually sat down and in 5 minutes wrote a couple sentences about characters that he was working on for a book. That is something that has never happened in the past. So we've really seen some major changes in him that have impacted his schoolwork and his family life.